Viewers of the Arsenal Save, welcome back to another episode of the Arsenal Save. It's Wenger out. It's Wenger FM. You join me in Scouting HQ, in which we're looking through the players that have a mild interest. I consider it a mild interest in joining us at this January window. We're still in the January window. Today we have Manchester City and Tottenham coming up. But before we get there, I thought I'd have a little scroll through, and really, not just for me but for you, if you see a name here that you think we should be trying to attract and bring to the club, by all means, shout them out. I will say immediately though, players like Kevin De Bruyne that I've obviously looked at, they want, City want a lot of money, and I don't know how much money it's going to be. It'll be over 100 million. We have 82 million to spend, but with that said, we do have a transfer, a little bit of business going on. So, of course, just to refresh your memory, these are the transfers we've made so far this season. Benteke, Mustafi, and Giroud went out. They were the big names that left the club, as well as Nacho and Monreal. Actually, speaking of left backs, Danny Rose came in, Virgil van Dijk, Vivanco, who we've not really said, Vivanco, we've not seen too much of him. He may well become quite good in the future, but he hasn't on a work permit, so we'll forget it for now, and he's out on loan anyway. Riyad Mahrez and Eden Hazard. Now, transfer activity has been a buzz. We've had some loan offers come in. Of course, we're trying to sell Lucas as well. Lucas Perez is going off, hopefully, to West Ham, I think it was. And we've had bids for Perisic too. But the big bid is the £48 million bid for Kolasinac. And considering Arsenal bought him on a free transfer not that long ago, he's had a decent season so far this year. But we bought Danny Rose, and I feel like buying Danny Rose and getting nearly 50 million for a player that Arsenal wants signed on a free isn't too bad a business. And you might be thinking then, well, Ben, you've only got one left back at that point. You've only got Danny Rose, and you'd be right. So we've gone out and spent 18.5 million on Kurzawa. If you're familiar of French football or PSG in general, he's not the best left back ever, but he's certainly a very good second choice, I think, and fits the system that we're likely to play, a fullback attack role. And I looked at lots of left backs, but I think value for money wise, he's probably the best of the bunch. He's not featuring for PSG. They're certainly willing to let him go, and I think as a backup option for some of the cup competitions, he would be perfect. Right then, let's waste no more time. Let's get into, I think waste time, that was enjoyable. Let's get into the team for today's game. Manchester City are up first, and then Spurs in the North London derby up next at the Emirates. So Petr Cech will be in goal. Bellerin, Koscielny, Van Dijk, and Danny Rose comes in at left back. We've got Gray and Seri in the centre with Ozil, Perisic, and Mahrez all behind Lacazette, who, form-wise has been doing okay. Obviously, a big injury. I say form-wise, sorry, goal-scoring-wise has been doing okay. Form-wise, in fact, he's been injured for a lot of it, so we've not seen too much of him. Last time he came back and got an assist against Burnley, but it was a game, of course, that we lost. If you watched the last episode, that was dramatic. So he missed 10 games, so it's great to have him back in the team. Hopefully he can continue the run of form that he was showing before that. You can see a brief example of it, a game where he got 4 assists and 1 goal against Lokomotiv Moscow. So he's a man who was definitely in form. So far, 24 goals this season in all the competitions. He's got 12 and 12 in the Premier League, and if he keeps that up, then we'll certainly fire ourselves into the top 4 places. We currently sit in 5th position, but we do have a couple of games in hand on some of the teams above us, notably Chelsea and Liverpool. You can see there City in 6th position and Spurs coming up in 10th position, so not having the greatest of seasons. And Michy Batshuayi and Josh King sit on top of the top goal scorers in the league as well, which I thought was quite interesting. Benicofobia also 10 assists, and Oxlade-Chamberlain, because a former Arsenal player, is up there with Coutinho for assists as well. So let's get into this game. Manchester City coming up. Kolasinac obviously doesn't start. He might be secret agent for them. But then again, Danny Rose has been so far. We play very attacking fullbacks. That's something I might have to address very quickly if I feel as if City are overrunning us. But I do think in attacking areas, it gives us an advantage massively. I should say, if you're interested in seeing me play more Football Manager, twitch.tv/DrBenji. There's a link in the description. If you follow the stream, you'll be notified when I go live. Or alternatively, just follow me on Twitter. I always tweet when I'm going live. I talk through things a little bit more, and this attacking tactic that you might be a bit confused about and think is too open, we've gone through with a save with Plymouth, where we score a lot of goals, but we concede a lot of goals. But I think the defence we've got here is better, and because of that, we can kind of afford to play an attack. Just hold that thought as Sanchez drives through there, check with a good save. We can afford to play a more attacking tactic because we're more likely to keep the ball in the middle of the pitch. I think when your midfielders aren't as good, this is way more risky. But it's a chance for City, who so far this season, as mentioned, haven't had the greatest start. But look, you can see immediately, if we get the ball back here, this is why having such an attacking tactic is so good. You've got an option on that left-hand side, you've got Mahrez running through, and Lacazette, if De Bruyne decides to track him, that's a problem. If he doesn't, we could be in it, as we'll keep this playing forward. Mahrez then, we'll get rid of this actually. Mahrez going through as he's getting towards the byline. Ball, well, it sort of whipped. That was bizarre. Whipped in, hit the crossbar or the post. I'm not sure what it did, and gets cleared. But I think on counter-attacks especially, we are extraordinarily deadly. As we'll make this a top 10 show. In fact, Tottenham will make it a top 9. There we go. Lovely. Okay, City coming forward though. 32 minutes gone. As we'll just bring up the match stats to the side again. Ozil's got it. Now, can we create a counter-attack? Not with a ball out like that, we can't. As Ozil goes to De Bruyne as well. The ball slid through. It's a great ball through. Check with a fantastic save. Bellerin is caught napping. Alexis Sanchez with a great bit of movement. And escape the clutches of Bellerin. That's a difficult task for Hector Bellerin, I think, marking a player like Sanchez. He's very, very good, as we know, as we sold him. But so far in this game, it's been relatively even as a challenge comes in, which apparently is fair, and it goes all the way back to Czech. Now, can we build from this position? We've gone out wide to Perisic. If he keeps it in, we might be in a stroke of luck. Danny Rose plays it inside, and some lovely passing moves from us there in the centre as Perisic now drives forward. Blimey, that's where Eden Hazard, I think, slightly has an edge over Perisic. He's just that bit quicker as, well, everyone sort of slowed there, and I got a little bit nervous, but goes all the way back to Czech. We'll stay with this. It's a very long highlight. He's now picked it up. I mean, amazing. We've all enjoyed that. I think all of us. If it gets more interesting than this, then I'll talk over it. It's Bellerin on this right-hand side, playing the ball through to Mahrez, who cuts it back to Perisic, and we were just saying how Hazard is more deadly. Well, Perisic obviously heard that, and he finds the back of the net. I think there was a slight deflection on it, but Arsenal take the 1-0 lead away at the Etihad, don't forget. And you can see Bellerin's he's so able to get forward with it, carries it a little bit, then finds a great through ball to Mahrez, who gets in behind his defender. The ball's not back, so it comes off. Is it Danilo? At the back it is, in between his legs. I think it catches his heel and goes in, but it's Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0 as we get close to half-time. And in fact, there's another highlight, and we'll stick with it as the ball's played forward to Danny Rose, who's playing it inside to Gay. Of course, Danny Rose is questionable sometimes, but you can see it straight away. As soon as he plays the ball, he's looking to get forward, he's looking to get in behind, stretch this Manchester City defence, and Bellerin is doing the same job down on this bottom side as the ball shot on goal. Mahrez beats Ederson, and I tell you what, you've got to be questioning the goalkeeper there. Arsenal are red hot, it said. It feels like it. And there we are then. 2-0 to the good. Danny Rose, pivotal within that. You can see Bellerin on that far side just pulls the attention away from Sanchez, who I don't know if he'd have been quick enough to close that down, but it does help, I feel. Mahrez into Lacazette, who slides it back through to him. City asleep, and it's very poor goalkeeping. So as we get to half-time, 2-0 to the good. I have found, actually, with an attacking tactic like this, against the better sides, traditionally it's always done better. So maybe that's the case. And I've said before that maybe we need to develop a couple of tactics. One which is more defensive, one that's more attacking. But so far, so good. Passionately sound very pleased with the performance. So let's get into the second half. So far, so good. Kevin De Bruyne with the ball in for City. Icardi gets up, but we could have a chance to break again. And with Mahrez on that far side, him and Lacazette could cause all sorts of problems. Lacazette is a 2-on-1 at the back. Over to Riyad Mahrez. He's already got one. Can he get two? Yes, he can. Past Ederson and away at the Etihad. How often have you seen this in real life? I'll tell you what, not very often. But 3-0 to the good and playing very well. Some great moves. Our counter-attack, although we're not playing on counter, is absolutely deadly. You can see us sprinting forward to support the attack. City are racing back, but it's not quick enough. Mahrez with a cool, calm finish into the bottom corner and celebrates doing that, whatever that is. I've watched football for years. I've never seen anyone sort of score a goal and then just go, yeah, that's right, I'm doing it. Like, what is this? What is this all about? It's a move I'm clearly not... I mean... There's summary. There you are. I'm not sure what happened. Corner kick, though. De Bruyne with it. 55 minutes in. Of course, City not in Europe this season. So the league is really all they're playing for. And not the best so far, is it? I don't think they're in Europe. They finished pretty low down. And players were able to be taken. In fact, did City finish in Europe? No, I'm confused. Because there was... Was it? Oh, City. No, they're not in Europe. They're not, I didn't think they were. I've just clarified that for myself. Mendy throw in deep in the Arsenal half. Him and Sanchez combine. Ball's played in. Icardi heads on goal. Check with a save. And Icardi on the rebound gets the goal. He's had a very impactless game so far. But he's on the score sheet. 20 minutes to go. We're going to come off attacking and go slightly more standard. And not be quite as open. Obviously, we've got a 2-goal advantage. We don't want to lose that at this stage. It's a corner, though. 72 minutes gone. Sanchez heads it on. Barzagli with a goal. Right. Okay. Well... We're going to make our fullbacks slightly more defensive and just try and hold out a little bit. So he's also going to play in a deeper defensive role and Gay's going to become a ball winner now, although he's actually he's on a booking, which I'm not sure I love this actually. We'll bring Dembele on up front, slightly different animal, and we'll see if that makes any difference. Well, I think this is just a highlight because I made a change. I hope it's a highlight because I made a change. 3-0 up. Absolutely cruising. We're seeing the best and worst of this tactic, I feel. I could go defensive, I could go counter, but look at the players City have got. You don't want to invite the pressure from those players. Okay, we got the ball back. I thought there was going to be another City chance. Mahrez goes forward though, finds Dembele, who's got runners actually. If Dembele can play it through. Mesut Ozil, he's still on goal here, plays it back. I mean, the composure. That is a game-winning moment right there. If Ozil shoots and it doesn't go in, it gives City 5 minutes to find a goal and level it. But Ozil's composure, the ball across, that is arguably why we gave him a new contract, for things like that. A fantastic goal. And I tell you what, Ozil doesn't get the credit sometimes in real life or in my save, but this is next level. Most players would shoot there. He essentially gives Dembele an open goal. 4-2 to the good. That should be game over. Van Dijk's struggling out there. I mean, just to waste time, we'll take him off. We'll bring Chambers on at the back. I guess, one, it's to waste time. Two, it's because we've got Spurs coming up and I don't really want him out for that game. I do fear, though, at this point he will be. Maybe if it's just tiredness, maybe, then it won't be too bad. But, yeah, not great. And there we have it then. City 2, Manchester City 2, Arsenal 4. Riyad Mahrez at the double. Perisic there as well. We got 3 goals in a very short space of time, either side of the half-time whistle, of course, though. And, City nearly fought back, but we held them off and get ourselves a great win. Lovely old job. Well done, lads. Good win for us. And, 4-2 victory with Spurs coming up. We'll rest the players and make sure they're ready for Sunday's game. Is it a Sunday game? It's a Saturday game. Unbelievable. They just beat West Brom as well, so their spirits are high. We move up to second, and with the game in hand on some of the teams below us, that puts us in quite a nice position. Van Dijk is out, gashed head. We can get him a helmet. Let's get him a helmet or something like that. He's cut his head. We'll just get a little bandage on his head. That'll be lovely. We're just going to rest the boys. I'm going to play probably the exact same team that we just played there, and see if we can do the same thing at Spurs. Of course, any transfer bits and bobs that go on in between these games, I will tell you about, because it would be rude not to. Derby have bid for Kurzawa. Derby? What? If he goes to Derby ahead of me? Reece Nelson, lots of people asking about him, of course, had that big injury last season. I don't think he's going to feature for me this year. He played a little bit here and there last year. I think a loan offer, actually, or a loan deal out to Sunderland. How was Sunderland getting on? Second in the Championship. He says he's going to be a first-team player. If I can get him down as a key player, we'll send him out there. He gets 6 months. He gets a run at the team. If he progresses nicely as well, that's perfect. Rennie Adelaide, I want to keep around just because he's a nice option. If one of our wingers does get injured, he's a great sort of 4th, 5th choice to have around. Lucas, of course, is going off to West Ham. A little bit of money back in the kitty for that one as well. And we're going to sort of have a lot of money for, if not now, the summer. We're building quite nicely. A few more offers for Nelson coming in. First team regular, the one we'll accept. We'll decline the valuable first team member from Fulham. Okay, Kolasinac is off out then. £48 million. I think as good as he is, 25 years of age, it's not bad business. 3-star player. Chuba Akpom's got a bit of discontent. We'll offer him out and see if anyone bites. I mean, $1 million might be a little cheap, but there'll definitely be bidders for him. I do wonder if the compensation would be more, but it's okay. Okay, game day it is against Tottenham. Always a big game in North London derby, and we'll see how we get on then. The team remains exactly the same as it was last time out. Gay in the centre, playing as a deep line playmaker. He's got surprisingly good passing, and playing him in sort of a defensive duty as well means he can do his defensive work as well as play it sort of casually and calmly in the centre. So he is a roaming playmaker these days. He could play as a Mazzala or a box-to-box midfielder. I think equally he's good on the ball, so we're going to keep him out there. And say everything else remains the same. Come on then, let's have you. What do we think of Tottenham? They're all great guys. Who do we think are great guys? Tottenham are right. It's not the same. It's not the same. I personally have no dislike for anyone. I'm a neutral in this save. As Arsenal manager. All right, we owe Tottenham after our last time. They beat us in their new ground, in New White Hart Lane. So let's see, back at the Emirates, back at the stomping ground, can we teach them a lesson? I hope so. Riyad Mahrez, I think, has dived straight away. He's got a free kick, though. Hopefully Van Dijk's all right. He's got some sort of protective equipment. Hopefully we'll get to see that during this game, because I think that'll be, well, not only amusing, but nice. Just to know that it's working, if anything. Spurs boys are pretty tired. They clearly haven't been resting them since their last game, whereas on my side of the fence, we're looking all right. Danny Rose plays it into Ozil. First chance of the game, half an hour in. It's played in Perisic there with a header. And it's the first highlight we've seen all game. And it goes our way. Ball played in from Ozil on that left-hand side. For some reason, Perisic was in the centre. Ozil was out there. And a great header from him as well. I bet Danny Rose, of course, plays it into Ozil. He's left-footed, so the ball in's always going to be good. Perisic in the centre. He's a big old boy, is Perisic. And he finds the back of the net and celebrates wildly. Some of the hand movements on Football Manager's Match Engine are bizarre. Right, there's Van Dijk there. Look, I don't see him with any sort of facial mask on. Not to say he's not wearing one, but how safe is he out there? Oh my, Mandzukic just flown in on Riyad Mahrez there. That was a bit aggressive. And of course, he signed for Spurs. Him and Harry Kane, a partnership up top. He's been sent off immediately. Shall we take a quick look at that again? We can't. Look. Okay, it's gone. Never mind. Forget I said anything. No, forget that. Let's take a look at it again. As it's on that far side. It comes all the way across. Wanyama. Do you know what? I don't want to blame whoever plays the pass across, but I think we probably should do. Is it Wanyama? It is. Wanyama plays it across, and it's karate-esque. He rightly sent off. Chance just before half-time. Ozil's ball in. Koscielny's there. It's not been put on goal. And it's going to be a final chance maybe for Spurs to come forward. Jordan Ibe, of course, the £50 million man, plays a great sweeping ball across to the other side. Dele Alli beats Van Dijk to get there. And maybe a late chance for Spurs as Danny Rose just... he's given away a penalty. Danny Rose. Sorry, I'm being class and I can't. Oh no, it's a disaster. Kane with the penalty then, and he's fired it in. 1-1. I've no words. I mean, what do you say about Danny Rose? What do you say? We can still win here. Keep working hard and it will come. That's all we'll say. Get out there and just win. They've got 10 men, for heaven's sake. There should be a massive overload opportunity now with this situation. But for heaven's sake, Danny. Spurs are not having a good year, and we're trying to gift them points. He's now been booked. If he gets sent off, it's going to top off what has been quite a horrific day for Danny Rose. The away fans will be flipping loving it as well, won't they? Of course they will. Right, we're going to get someone a bit more creative in the centre. Jack Wilshere, captain Jack Wilshere, is going to come on in the centre for Gay. And although, I say, Gay's passing's fine, I want someone who's got a little bit more steel. But this means something to Jack Wilshere, as there's a chance. Perisic lofts it forward. Pretty poorly, to be honest. And Wanyama nods down to Harry Winks, whose little back heel to Harry Kane is quite smart. And some nice 1-2s from the Harrys up top. And as they're just sort of playing it around quite neatly and nicely. So he gets in and wins it back. And now Bella into Mahrez. And he's been tackled, has he? He has, as Koscielny goes back to get it. I'm a bit nervous about this highlight because it's all very calm. Oh, there he is. Danny Rose plays it forward first time. And some lovely football from us. One-touch passing. Lacazette drives into the box. Lacazette. Maybe that's a future nickname for him. Lacazette. Spurs have it again in the centre. Should we have gone slightly less attacking, slightly more controlled for the most part of this game? I'm not too sure. Spurs, though, have kept the ball really well. That seems to have been a tactic by them, is to keep the ball so we can't have it. It also makes them less tired, less running for them to do. As Lacazette on it, though, has got a runner with him. But Delette, and it's a great tackle from Lacazette. And now centre-back-wise, they're out of position. Lacazette's going to have more space in the middle. Mahrez's ball isn't the best, but Bellerin still with the time to do it. No, Ozil now back out to the left-hand side. Danny Rose, shoot, Danny. Go on. Is that a shot? It's not. It's a great offside goal, though. I will not be conned. The Lino on the far side gave it, and it's still this. Then Dembele's coming on for Lacazette. Lacazette has not found form, really, since he's been back in the side. After a red card on 39, to then give away one of the most ludicrous penalties I think I've ever seen on the game this year, which is just Danny Rose, just like you know those things where you'd have to get them. It was a game, right? You'd have it was Hungry Hippos. That's what Danny Rose was like. Hungry Hippos. And that is time. The final whistle sounds. I guess if you'd have said before the games, would you have taken 4 points from City and Spurs? I probably would have done. I think the way it's happened, though, I can't be happy about it. Danny Rose has let everybody down. It's a good job I didn't sell my best left back to City for loads of money. Would Kolasinac have done that? Probably not. Why after this does he want to... I'll see you next time. We love with care. Freelance Benji. Tune in next time for some more Arsenal Save. Also, I did a chat with some fellow Football Manager content creators. If you want to see that, it's me, Second Yellow Card, Tom FM, and the Northman. It's just over an hour long. Go and watch it. You can see my pretty face for over an hour. There's a link in the description down below if you want to go watch that. And I'll see you again soon. Then we love with care. Freelance Benji. Goodbye. Danny Rose is getting fined.